Hi, my name is Portia Hill, and I'm here to talk to you today to try to persuade teenagers to wait to have sex. I have in my audience today Yvonne.
Here.
I have Takia.
Hello.
I have Mackenzie.
Here.
Okay. And like I said, I'm here today to try to persuade teenagers to consider abstinence amongst their teenage years. My purpose is to inform my audience to remain abstinent from sex before marriage. Like I said, mainly teenagers. What is abstinence? Abstinence is the act of not performing sexual activities until after marriage. Teenagers perform sex with their partners because of pressure from their friends. I think we've all been down that road. Either we were pressured some kind of way. If it wasn't sex, we was pressured some kind of way. If you were a normal teenager, you probably was pressured. Or to prove something to their parents in their own weird world. There's a strong and widespread support of teaching sexual abstinence to American teens. Over 90% of parents want teens to be taught to abstain from sexual activity until they have at least finished high school. One reason to remain abstinent is not having sexually transmitted diseases. And gonorrhea was the top STD in ages range 13 to 18. And I thought that was like horrific. Arthur Stevens, a family resource counselor, says that those who engage in premarital sex have a high risk of contracting an STD. Each year, over 3 million teens are infected with the STD, and 2/3 of all new STD infections occur among young people under age 25. By not performing sexual activities, teenagers are making the right step to making sure that they are 100% safe from a positive STD. Positive influences delay teen sexual activity. The National Abstinence Education Association reveals teens with positive attitudes about delaying sexual activity are more likely to practice abstinence. Teens who abstain from sex are less likely to be depressed and to attempt suicide. They are less likely to have children, and they are less likely to have children out of wedlock and to live in poverty and on welfare dependence as adults. Teens who delay sexual activity are more likely to have stable and enduring marriages as adults, states Robert Rector. The dropout rate of teens who remain virgins at least until 18 was lower than sexual active teens who were 2.5 times more likely to drop out of high school. And those numbers are high also. So it seems like once the teens go to having sex, I guess they're not focusing on their goals and their schoolwork anymore. And so I guess I would say that having sex while being a teenager is very distracting. 2/3 of all sexually experienced teens said they wish they had waited longer to become sexually active, states Robert Lerner. And I found this very interesting, that teen virgins can expect to have an average income that will be 16% higher than sexually active teens from identical socioeconomic backgrounds. That was very interesting to me. Teens that have sex are more likely to drop out of high school than virgins. And that came from the National Campaign to Prevent Teen Pregnancy. Unfortunately, American teens live in a sex-saturated popular culture. While parents are overwhelmingly support abstinence education, relatively few teens are taught abstinence in schools, states Shannon Martin. And I would say that this is a sex-saturated popular culture because if you go to MTV, BET, most of the TV stations, you see on the videos, in the music, everything is actually promoting sex or is sexual. Unfortunately, American teens live in a sex-saturated popular culture. Social science data show that teens who abstain from sex do substantially better on a wide range of outcomes. So with that being said, abstinence is the safest, best practice for a teenager. And I just have this visual aid that I found, and I thought it was very neat. It is some teenagers, and it says, abstinence is my choice. Abstinence. And I hope a teenager out there somewhere today will listen to me and listen to the facts that I stated today. Thank you.